like most of you, don't like the new Shrek trailer that was released. The new teaser trailer for Shrek 5 was released about a week ago, and let's just say that people aren't happy about it. On the official teaser trailer video on YouTube, comments are turned off. But when has that ever stopped the internet? I mean, there are genuinely so many hate comments that it's actually overwhelming. But there are basically three main points that people are complaining about. Number 1, Shrek doesn't look like Shrek. The character design change. Number 2, the Sonic movie. Let's bully DreamWorks like we bullied Paramount. And last but not least, is it AI? Like I mentioned before, people are complaining a lot about the new character designs. And it's not just Shrek, it's Donkey and Fiona as well. Something about their faces looks off. This is where we have to mention the Uncanny Valley. Uncanny Valley is a term that we colloquially use to describe something that looks weird or off. However, this was actually a term first coined by a Japanese roboticist, Masahiro Mori, and it's actually part of a graph that is meant to describe the relation between human likeness and our feelings towards that thing. Our emotional response increases positively with human likeness. However, it decreases negatively as soon as that thing approaches near total accuracy. This fall and dip in the graph is the Uncanny Valley. So, Shrek feels off. Why? Many people on the internet have been trying to answer this question. So let's start off with side-by-side comparisons of the old design versus the new design. Let's start off with our main character, Shrek. If anything, Shrek's face is a little bit more egg-shaped, where his forehead is a little bit more elongated. The nose is a little bit more stylized. The eyebrows are a little bit more bushy. His eyes are a little too close together and a little too big compared to the original design. And his face overall has less blemishes. Now, I didn't study animation, but I know someone who does. My younger sibling is currently studying animation, and they gave me a really quick opinion as to why they think Shrek's design feels off. They said, and I quote, "Old rendering was less realistic, there were less light refractions, the shadows used to be deeper, less wrinkles in the design." So thanks to my sibling for that. So where the real difference in the design lies is in the rendering. Animation rendering refers to when you turn those 3D elements into 2D images in order to create the movie. In this case, the type of rendering used was made so that the animation would be a little rounder, a little softer, and overall a little bit more cute. This is also very evident in Fiona's and Donkey's design. This has actually been a major trend in animation lately, with major studios, mainly Disney, setting the tone for this new era of animation. We have tons of examples of this. Just look at some of the newer movies that Disney has rolled out in the last couple of years. We have movies like Moana 2, Encanto, Frozen 2, Inside Out 2, Wish. Just look at the way their characters look. So DreamWorks is now part of Universal Pictures, and they are trying really hard to compete with Disney, which sucks because DreamWorks was actually created as a way to mock Disney. The whole point of the Shrek movies was to be a middle finger to Disney and their princesses and their fairy tale type movies.
For her true love and true love's first kiss. Yeah, like that's ever gonna happen. What a load of...
And for a while there, it actually felt like DreamWorks was turning a new leaf when it came to animation with movies like The Wild Robot and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. It was a very different, more artsy type of animation compared to the more cutesy Disney style that we had been seeing. And no, I agree, Disney is not the only player in the animation game. We've actually had incredible animations from different studios. We have series like Arcane and movies like Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. We have newer movies like Flow and Memoirs of a Snail. But whether we like it or not, and we don't, Disney is still one of the biggest companies out there, and they hold the power to determine how the industry moves. So now that we know why the character designs are different? Let's get to the main point. Can we bully Disney? What? It's not Disney. I mean, we should bully Disney, but that's beside the point. Can we bully DreamWorks like we bullied Paramount, aka the Sonic case study? So many of the comments were referencing what happened when Paramount decided to tease the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie. The original design, in very, very mild terms, was awful. It also fell into the Uncanny Valley. Sonic's original face had more human-like qualities. His eyes and nose tried to be more realistic to the point where it was off-putting. So this is where the internet decided to band together and bully the studio that was producing the movie, Paramount. They were begging this company to change the design of this very beloved 90s video game character. So after this backlash, Paramount decided to push back the release date of the Sonic movie. And they ended up changing the design to a little bit more of a cartoony version of Sonic. This is a very quick side note. I think that the Sonic movies are incredible. And I'll talk about them at some other point, but all three of them, masterpieces. Love them. Taking what happened with Sonic as an example, people decided, hey, maybe we can bully DreamWorks like we bullied Paramount into changing Shrek's character designs. Will it work? No. I'm sorry if I'm bursting your bubble, but it's very unlikely that DreamWorks will change the character designs that they've released. So there are a couple of reasons why this wouldn't work. First of all, changing character designs cost money and time. They would have to push back the release date, which is already set for 2026. Further back, and they most definitely don't want to do that. The second thing is that most of the people that watch the original Shrek movies are now adults. So DreamWorks has to find a way to introduce Shrek into the newer generations. This is very evident in the teaser trailer that we got, where we saw like this magic mirror TikTok, Instagram Reels type of situation. Which I also didn't like, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So most of the people requesting these character design changes were those kids that used to watch Shrek. So you may be wondering, if they already have this huge fan base of adults that adore the franchise, why wouldn't they listen to them and change the design? It's actually very simple. It's because of the nostalgia factor. They know that just by using the Shrek name, they will attract those kids that used to watch the movies. And with the new animation style, hopefully they'll attract newer audiences. A lot of the film industry right now relies on nostalgia. I mean, just take a look at all the live actions that are currently rolling out. They are banking on your feelings and memories attached to those original movies. I have so much to say about live actions. I don't like them, but that's a conversation for a different time. So to all of you who grew up watching Shrek and are mad about the new character designs, there's something that Jacksepticeye said during an interview with Anthony Padilla that I feel like we all need to hear.
Do you want me to really blow your minds?
Yes, please.
Oh, everybody who's like, I miss the old Anthony or the old Sean.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't. You miss how you felt back when you were watching those videos at that time, because you were probably in school. And you probably just came home from school and just watched videos all day and had a great time. But now you're grown up. And now you have responsibilities. And now you're in college and you have a job. Mm-hmm. And you're probably stressed out a lot.
And listen, before you judge me, I also don't like the new character designs. But I have to acknowledge that I was also one of those kids that grew up watching Shrek. And I also have a love for the franchise. I have to acknowledge that the original Shrek designs weren't great either. You know another movie franchise that changed animation styles and suffered so much backlash for it? Toy Story. I love Toy Story. But if you look back at the original movie, you'll see that the animation style wasn't great.
Yeah!
Now go get Molly. Your friends are going to be here any minute.
Okay. It's party time, Woody!
Not great. They evolved in a way that was uncomfortable for a lot of the original fans of the franchise.
Yo, Bo! Higgs, you made it! Good work!
How'd you get it?
And let's be realistic, even though you might not like the later Toy Story movies, the animation was better. It evolved, but it was better. We have to let animation grow. Even if we don't like the current designs, you are more than free to express your opinions online and bully as many brands as you like. But I feel the need to emphasize that a lot of the times animation isn't allowed to grow. Some of the examples that I said about the incredible animation movies that we've had lately have had to push really hard in order to be heard in the animation space. So if you want more movies like that, then advocate for those movies and show the industry that that's what you, as the consumer, want more of. So now that we've established that we likely won't get any new redesigns for this movie, let's talk about the main accusation that I've seen about this trailer. Was it created with AI? This is a question that we unfortunately now have to ask ourselves more and more every day. However, it has become sort of a shorthand to say that something looks AI when something looks bad, and this can be incredibly dangerous. The reality is, people can make design mistakes. It happens. There are actually multiple examples as to why saying that something is AI when it looks bad can be harmful. Right now, there's a very real threat to those of us working in a creative field that AI will end up taking our jobs. The reason for this is because good AI designs exist, and they cost virtually no money compared to hiring creatives. If all AI was bad, this wouldn't be as much of a threat to us. If we keep saying that every bad design is AI, companies will take that and run with it. They will realize that most consumers cannot tell the difference between AI and a human-made design. This will only encourage them to use AI more and more, because you won't be able to tell the difference. In the particular case of Shrek 5, saying that the design looks AI would be detrimental to the animators that worked on it. Is it a good design? No, but we need to start drawing a line between AI-generated images versus human-made images. And this is honestly a bigger conversation that needs to be had. We need laws that clearly define when something is AI and when something isn't. But at the end of the day, it is up to you. I've seen a lot of opinions vary about Shrek 5. And who knows, maybe the movie will turn out to be a success. So tell me, do you like the new design? Comment and let me know. We'll keep buying!